All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend. Today we would be speaking on React. So thus far, we've gone through some concept of JavaScript. Now one might ask, why are we having so many things thrown at us? But we need to beat time. Yes, if it was a long period of time, we would spend so much time on functions, variables, and every single thing you have learned. But because we have other things to learn, we need to speed up our process. I think this is the moment most persons have been waiting for that have learned JavaScript before. Yes, so we are not moving out of JavaScript. No, we are still in the circles, around the circles of JavaScript, but this time we are talking about a framework of JavaScript. Yes, a framework of JavaScript, a library of JavaScript, which is called React. Now, I gave those that joined on Thursday an example. I tried to introduce this topic before today. And what I told them was, if you're told to cook a meal, to prepare a meal with your friend, you know, and there's a mandatory, um, there's mandatory condition that both of you must use fish in your meal, right? Now, it's not going to actually be wrong to actually buy like a tin of sardine. You can actually buy a tin can of sardine and then use in your meal. As long as there's fish present in your meal, you won't have issues. But then you can also go to the market and then get fish, prepare the fish, and then use it in your meal. It will still also serve as fish. But very one thing is pertinent, and which is buying the sardine to put in your meal is much more faster, efficient, saves time. Think of it, you know. But going to get the raw fish and start seasoning, make it fit for your meal will take time, longer time, you know, than just going to buy the sardine and then using it. But at the end of the day, you would actually have a meal that has the presence of a fish. Back to what we are treating for today. React is not another topic altogether. No, React is within the circles of whatever we are still learning, but it is a much more understandable, much more efficient way of building user interfaces, building front end solutions. It is a much more faster, much more scalable, much more efficient process of building web pages. Now, you can also use JavaScript to achieve whatever. We have what we call vanilla JavaScript. We have what we call vanilla JavaScript. Now, vanilla JavaScript, you can also call it crude JavaScript. So vanilla JavaScript is currently what we have been using thus far. Like, you're using JavaScript crudely, natively, like you're using it purely. No interference, no importation of anything. That's called vanilla JavaScript or crude JavaScript, or think it as it may be. Now, we have what we call React. React is a library, it is a framework. You can use any of those words. It is a library of JavaScript. Think of it of how I taught you guys Tailwind. Tailwind is a framework for what? Styling. The CSS framework, as simple as it is. So that's the same thing now we want to do. We want to be able to learn React same way we learnt Tailwind. Then after we are done, we will now build our user interfaces with React and Tailwind. Now, in all of this, HTML is not abandoned. No, HTML is not abandoned. HTML still works inside of React. It's what gives it the structure, the base. So it's not entirely pushed out of the way. No. Yes, so for those of you thinking, we stopped learning HTML. No, we didn't stop. We just moved forward and then we'll still come back to pick it up. We also did not stop learning CSS, but we went further to learn JavaScript to be able to create functional websites and then style them up. We'll still pick every single one of them up. So React is a framework for JavaScript or a library. Tailwind is also a framework of CSS. Someone might now ask now, is there any framework for HTML? Don't go there. Leave HTML the way it is. In short, long story cut short, React is a shortcut destination you're heading to. If for instance both of us we are going to Abuja, you can go to Abuja by road, you can go to Abuja by, you can trek down, you can walk. There are modes of transportation you can use to get to Abuja. We have road, we have air, we have train, we have trekking. Mind you, if four of us engage in getting to Abuja and we all use different of these modes of transportation, we won't arrive the same time, but we will definitely get to Abuja. Yes. So think of it as React being that private jet that you just enter and land in Abuja in minutes. Lagos to Abuja is 30 something minutes max. So think of it as that private jet you enter and it takes you down to Abuja faster. That's what we seek to achieve. Before I go on, I know that most persons would be confused. So before I go on, does anyone have any question regards to what I've said thus far? Hello, does anyone have any question? Can anyone still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. So seems no question. Let's continue. Now React is a like JavaScript library for building user interfaces, particularly single page applications (SPA). It was developed by Facebook, now Meta, and released in 2013 and since become one of the most popular front-end development tools. Now, mind you, it was developed actually by React was actually something that was built out of a short way of doing things, you know, writing many native JavaScript syntaxes can cause overload. So why don't we look for a way to shorten things? And that came about React. React came in to the picture and React solved the problem of writing too many JavaScript code. Now, before I go on, let me define this. It's not, I didn't include this. So there's what we call ES6. ES6. ES6, which is ECMAScript also. We call it ECMAScript. Yes. ES6 ES6. I think let me open my terminal. Let me open my VS Code and get this down to us. Alright, so there's what we call ES6. ES6, which is called ECMAScript, is a significant update to the JavaScript language, introducing many new features and improvements. Yes. So after the intro in 2015, or just some years ago, 9 years ago, abi 10 years ago, there was some improvements to JavaScript. Yes, there was some improvement to JavaScript, and this improvement actually stirred up a seamless way for writing JavaScript code. I feel like at this point we should now be happy because at least you don't have any um, excuse not to be conversant with writing React. Let's go forward. Now we have key features of React. Key features of React. React has some certain features which we would be seeing shortly. The first one is a component-based architecture. Component-based architecture. React works with components. React works with components, which we will clearly see. Everything in React is a component. Everything in React is a component, which are reusable, self-contained pieces of code. Everything in React is a component, which are reusable and self-contained pieces of code. Two, the virtual DOM. React creates a lightweight representation of the actual DOM for better performance. Yes. So what React does is on your React project folder, it already creates whatever the browser already has. It already creates whatever the browser already has so that you don't need to interface with the browser DOM. Ah, let me um, let me look for a perfect example to make us understand. Okay, so now we have some men in the society today who have personal assistants. These personal assistants actually aid their day-to-day activities, their day-to-day communications with whoever they need to communicate with. Let's say someone owns like a company, he has a personal assistant, a PA. Before you get to this man, you need to meet the PA. The PA will be the one to sort you out. If you need a meeting with the man, no problem, he schedules it and all of that. Think of think of it as what happens with React. So React, when you write your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, your JavaScript file interacts directly with the browser. Whatever it does, it sends it directly to the browser. But in React, it does not happen that way. React, I don't want to use the word browser, but React already creates what React does is it creates a subset of the browser DOM. Like it's like replicates the browser in itself, like it creates a lightweight virtual DOM. So whatever codes needs interpretation, whenever you write any codes in either of the components, what it does is it sends it to itself, the virtual DOM it has created, and interacts with it. After interacting with it, it now sends it to the browser for interpretation, for final interpretation. So look at the virtual DOM as the middleman between you and the browser. So whatever thing you're writing does not go directly to the browser when you're writing React. It goes to the virtual DOM. The virtual DOM is like the PA. So you come to the man's office and tell the PA, oh, I want to see your boss. The boss now, sorry, the PA now, which is the personal assistant, now walks up to the boss in his office and say, okay, so person wants to have an audience with you, you know, and then the boss tells him, okay, let the person in. As simple as that. So React create that's why it's very efficient, very, very efficient. You cannot compare a man that a CEO of a company that has a personal assistant to a CEO that does not have a personal assistant. You can't. The the CEO that has a personal assistant has most of his tasks already done for the day. He knows what and what to do. His important activities are already fleshed out already. Anyone that does not make sense is removed by the personal assistant. Most of his works or activities or tasks or what the case may be are already done by the personal assistant. I hope we have better understanding of now that. Declarative syntax. Describe what your UI should look like and React handles the updates. React does all of these things. Now, why should you learn React? An arrow function, remember when I taught you guys an arrow function, you would be writing it like no man's business in React. An arrow function is a shorter way to write functions in JavaScript. It was introduced in ES6, ECMAScript 2015, and was and industry demand. React developers are highly sought after in the job market. Strong community, extensive documentation, libraries and support. Reusable components, build UI elements and use them throughout your application. Performance. Virtual DOM provides excellent performance for complex projects. Yes, so you don't need to be scared that, oh, this my work is so much. There's what we call, as a front-end developer, you would be graded based on, and okay, there's no need for that because all of us will be using React. Now, one of the things that makes you stand out as a front-end developer is being able to load up your applications with the speed of light. Do you know how the speed of light works? Speed penetrates virtually any single loopholes it finds. Any single loophole. Once you don't even need to open your window curtain or blinds for light to penetrate into your room. Once it's day, you must know that okay, it's day or like morning as it's now morning. That's how it is. So as a front-end developer, you should be able to write and build applications that load up very quick. Performance is key. You should be able to build web apps that load up like speed, not the one I'm loading your site and your site is taking time to load. No, that's not what makes you a efficient and a quality front-end developer. You should be able to build products, build web apps that load up in real time. Yes. So that's what I'll be expecting for every one of us. So we've spent close to 20 something minutes talking about the theoretical aspect of React. I believe I've been able to lay a solid foundation of what React is all about before I go into the practicals. Does anyone have any question? Any question? Whose mic is unmuted? Okay. I take that as we are satisfied with whatever I have said. So let's proceed. So now, let me just throw in some little things. React is not hard. Number one, React is not hard. Just be smart and be intelligent enough to be able to understand how the syntax works. The purpose of learning this React is instead of writing large, dense files of code, you can write many smaller, reusable, many smaller, reusable files. React modularity can be a beautiful solution to JavaScript maintainability problems. React is scalable. Large programs that display a lot of changing data are where React performs best. React is flexible. You can use React for interesting projects. People are still figuring React potential, like me. React is popular. Last year, it ranked amongst the number one most employed technology. So that's how popular React is. Companies need their web apps running with the speed of light. React solves that problem. Yes, React solves that problem. That was why everybody, not everybody though, quite a number ported to React and employed people like you and I who learned React and they were able to work. I work in a company today, me personally, I work in a company today where I write React code. So I use it to feed, like it's what I use to stay alive. And I'm also teaching it to you, which is I'm also doing the same thing. I'm teaching you React. I'm also writing React code. I build personal projects for individuals almost all the time with React, almost all the time. Let me show you a recent. So this is a web app I used React to build. So this is what I call real-time speed. You can see how quick the web page loaded up. This was what I was able to build with React some moments ago. React React is used for speed. You want to be able to attain speed, use React. React loves anything you want to ensure that okay, this thing I need speed oh, just use your React. React would solve your problem for you. React will solve your problem for you. So I built this website and it's a caregiving website for people in the UK. I built it for a brand and every single thing, all the pages you can see how fast it's loading up. Once you click on it, you can see it's loading up quickly. All the pictures are loading up, but you cannot say the same for normal HTML, CSS, and JS. It might be fast, but not like this. Might be fast, but not like this. So React gives you these these privileges. So I welcome you to the world of React. It's going to be a long ride. I also want to congratulate those of you that would go on to further your career in this part, even after our learning curve is finished. Those of you that will still persist, those of you that will still push just to be in this field and profit from this field. Welcome to the world of React. Now, how do you create a React app? How do you create a React app? Now, this is your VS Code. This is your VS Code. I believe everybody's VS Code is like this. If your VS Code is different, I don't know where you downloaded it from. So how do you create a React app? You open your VS Code just the way I've opened mine. And the next thing you do is come to these three dots here, one, two, three dots, and click on it. Now it will show you terminal, view, go, run, and terminal. And then you click on the terminal, click new terminal, and then your new terminal will show up here like this. Now there's a shorter way of doing it. So you can click on control plus backtick. The backtick is just the first button before your one button. You know you have your 1, 2, 3, 4 keys on your keyboard. The button before your number one key is called the backtick key. So you can press Ctrl plus that backtick and it will open your terminal. Now once your terminal is open like this, the next thing you're going to do is write npx space create. I missed a step. So first of all, I already told us to do it, so let me not just assume. Now before you start creating React app, you need to have what we call nodejs. Now you need to have what we call nodejs. Look at how nodejs looks. Now you click on it, nodejs. So I believe you should have this kind of display. I believe majority of us already have it downloaded, but I don't want to assume. That's why I'm doing the honors of repeating it again. So Node.js enables you write JavaScript codes massively, create React app, do anything related to JavaScript locally. Now, all you need to do, I already have my own installed. So all you need to do is download. I cannot download again because I already have it installed. So all you need to do is download. Once it is done downloading, install it. I'll share YouTube video again so that you can. I'll share you a YouTube video. Or please, can anyone, while we are on this call, can anyone help me and go on YouTube and get a video on how to install Node.js? Put it on the group, on the Telegram group chat, so that those that have not installed can do the honors. Please, thank you, everyone. Those that can anyone help me do that? Thank you. So when you're done installing, come to your terminal, open your terminal just like I've told you, control plus backtick, or you click on these three dots and then you open a new terminal. So this is how your terminal would display. Now let me confirm that I already have Node installed. How would you confirm you already have Node.js installed? So I'll click on Node, I'll write Node and I'll do minus minus V. Oh, sorry. Node.js. Node version. All right. So all you need to do is come on your terminal and write node space minus minus version. This is to confirm if you have Node installed already. As you can see, I already have the version 23 installed. So I think the latest here is, let me check the latest. They should have latest now. Okay. So the latest version is version 24. I installed like 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. So version 24 is the latest Node.js available. This Node.js is what will give you leverage to create a React application. Please, can someone confirm that I am still being heard?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see you.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Please,
But I thought you can download
I
the
can
Node.js through the extension from the VS Code.
no now, no. You try to obey simple instructions. It's not difficult for you to do. Go on your Google Chrome or whatever browser you have, Write nodejs on your browser, download it and install it. What are you talking about extensions on your VS Code for again? Fine, if you want to do it that way, fine. I'm not even disputing the fact. Try to obey simple instructions. What are you talking about extensions again? So guys, sorry for digressing. So
because I
when
was unable to download it on my Mac laptop. That's
no
why,
no
and
no
I can
no
see
no
it on
no,
yes.
it's not possible. People see it's not possible. It's not possible that you cannot download. There must be an issue that you have. There must be
Okay,
an issue
okay.
you have. Yes. What's your name?
This is Yemisi.
Okay, so hear me see what will happen.
Okay, sir.
Um, stay behind. When others
Okay,
are off the call, stay behind. Me and you would
okay,
flesh it out. Does that make
okay,
sense?
okay. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Now, going further, when you have installed your Node.js, you write node space minus minus version. This is to confirm if it has been installed. Now, when you've confirmed that, okay, so it's showing me version 24 because the current version is 24, you now go on to write npx. Npx is called a command. Node package tool is a node package tool that helps you to install React. npx is a command tool that is a node package installer tool that is used to install React, that is used to create React applications. So you must sleep with it, know it like what you do every day. Like let it become part of you. So you now write npx space create minus hyphen create hyphen react app. Now what is the name of this app we want to create? Let me just call it CareerEx. Look at this again before I press the key enter. npm is create hyphen react hyphen app space CareerEx. This is the command create. That means it should create a React application and the name of the application should be called CareerX. I don't know if you are following. Let's continue. Now, after I'm done writing it, I will now press enter and I will wait for it. So you can see it loading up. Just have a bit of patience. So what it's doing now, it's creating the application. So as you can see, creating a new React app in this directory. You can see it's creating. So you just hold on. It will take a couple of minutes. So you just wait for it to, it's still creating. This doesn't take time. I don't know why it's taking time. Well, let me allow it. Usually it doesn't take this long. I don't know why today's one is different. Uh, okay, so while we're waiting for this, let's use the other way. Let's use the other way, the normal way I usually do. Don't know why this is taking long today. So you come here and then search for Windows users. You can also so you search for your command prompt. Open your command prompt. So your command prompt is currently open, and then when it opens, you now type npx create react app and then CareerEx. So it's currently executing it. So let's monitor the two. Which of them comes up first. This one is still installing. Wants to use the whole day. Okay, naming restrictions. Okay. Let me create an app called Timiden. All right. So the one we did first is done already. So you can see it's almost done. Yeah. So I think it's done. Yeah. All right. It's done installing. Now, what's the next thing you do? Now, remember we named it, it's created, where is the name we gave it? CareerEx. So I'll come here and copy the name CareerEx. And then I would now write cd command, then paste the name and press enter so that it opens up this particular part of CareerEx. Now let's open that folder. Let's go and look for CareerEx folder on the particular place we created this stuff. So I'll come here and trace the CareerEx folder to the path. Okay, so you can see it's created by 344. So I'll tap on it, select folder, and then open it up. Voila! Our app is live. Now, this is how yours should look like. This is how yours should look like. So when I click on node modules, it's I would explain what each of these folders do. I will explain what each of these folders do. But then for now, this is how your folder should look like. Now, this installation process is very dicey because it's like a screening process on its own for interviews. How do you architect your React app? So please let me ask questions. What we have done thus far in creating a React app, is there anybody that is confused on how we arrived there? Because
Right,
if
sir.
you so what's your issue?
Now, please, do you need internet to do this, to run the stuff on your
Oh
phone?
yes, please. I would love you to use your
Please.
internet.
Because
I'm telling you.
I'm getting errors while trying to do this.
Yes, yes, please. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. And another thing is not just any internet. If your internet is slow, you would cry.
Okay.
So use internet that you know that okay, this internet na internet, but you just sleep there for the whole day. And most times it might be throwing you error, error, error. It might not be from your own end. It might be from your network error, from your network. So please, internet is needed. Who has questions? Who has questions?
I have a question. I asked a question
Okay,
before.
Mudashiru, let me hear you.
The question is there anyone that is using Windows user? Yes. Is there anyone that is using Windows user that we should open
No,
command
no, no,
prompt? Is it on the
Mudashiru, don't
Chrome
get
or on
yourself
the web page that
confused.
you have already?
Don't get yourself confused, Mudashiru. You should be smart to understand what I said there. I was trying to open in that command line. The command prompt. It does not even necessarily mean anything because this one was taking time. That's why I went for my direct command prompt interface. So that one is you shouldn't be something to worry about. That's why I mentioned Windows users. I don't mean anything deep. Do you understand? Mudashiru, can you hear me?
Because I'm using yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Just do it the way I've
A
showed
Windows
you.
user, that's what I'm asking.
Just do it
Okay,
the way
no
I've
problem,
showed
sir.
you now. Don't stress yourself about any further um, complexities. Now, going forward, this is how. Does anyone still have questions? Does
Yes,
anyone
sir.
have questions? Okay,
Yes, sir. Yeah, on the
go on.
aspect, that part you say we should copy the name of the file. What's the next
Of the
thing?
folder, not file, of the folder. It's you
Okay.
that gave it the name now. Have you forgotten? You know I gave it the name CareerEx at the end.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And so you copy it because the when immediately you click enter in the process of waiting for it to create, it automatically creates the folder for you. You don't need to create any folder. Do you understand?
Yes, I get it now, sir. Thanks.
Yes, in this particular aspect, we don't create folders the same way you create on HTML. No, we don't do that here. You just work with your commands.
Yeah, it's clear
Maybe
now, sir.
you
Thank you.
click, correct. Thank you. Who has questions? All right, so let me explain this folder structure because I know that that's the next things that will be the next questions that will be coming in. Now, number one, node modules. Node underscore modules. What is it used for? The node modules is the big toy itself. It's like a warehouse. This folder holds all the tools that React needs for your app to work effectively. Node modules is like a powerhouse. It's like the weight of the project. It is where the virtual DOM you're looking for exists. It is like the weight of the project. Without it, your React application cannot run. In fact, if not for these node modules, your React app will just create very in few seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds. But the node modules are this heavy. It's like the powerhouse that powers your React application. Without it, your React application would not open. So when someone asks you what the node modules is used for, or what the node modules is, just tell the person it's like the powerhouse of the React app. It contains all the files that is necessary for React to work. Now, the next one is the public folder. What is this public folder? The public folder to me is actually where your website shows up, like the HTML page. Simple. You don't need to talk big grammar. Now, when you wrote that command, it created every single thing. That's the beauty about it. So you can see that this is like buying a sardine instead of preparing a fish. Buying a fish and preparing it to put your meal. You can now remember our conversation because now you can see that every single thing is present. We have it automatically creates a HTML file for you. So an HTML file for you. So you don't need to do much. You don't need to stress yourself. It creates it on the go. It creates a CSS file for you. So you should fall in love with React. It created a CSS file for you. So we'll come to that source. Let's talk about the public. The public folder actually houses the HTML file. The HTML file and then also other little files necessary. The next thing is we've talked about node modules, public folder. Now the next thing is your SRC, the source. Now this source is where React lives inside of. It's like the house the main React itself lives inside. It contains the real working parts of your application. All the reusable components will be created inside this source folder. I don't know if you're understanding. So the source folder houses the main part of where React functions, of where React lives inside. Now we have the app.js found inside the source folder. It's like the main, it's the so let's say um you have, just like I told you guys about the whole personal assistant thing. So you have to pass through the app.js to create reusable components on your application. The app.js must have all the, it's like that, before you, for those of you that work in the corporate world, before you access your workplace, you must, in a very proper manner, you must actually identify yourself before you enter your workplace. So the app.js is like that security man that says, oh, what are you looking for in this vicinity? What are you looking for in this estate? What are you looking for here? It's like that security man that you must actually pass through to access the application. So everything must pass through app.js. That's how it works. Now, package.json. Package.json actually is not really a big deal, but it contains all our JSON files. It's like package.json is actually just a definition of what your React app is. It contains all the file names, all the installations that will be done. So that's the use of package.json. As we go further, you would understand more. We also have readme.md. Readme.md actually contains what's the application all about. What's this application all about? A proper identity of your application, your React application. We also have git ignore. So I think, okay, let me stop here. Let me not go too further. Let me not complicate things and give you guys information overload. So when we proceed, as we proceed, you would understand what I've said thus far, what each of these files would do, what you would be needing to do in each of them. Now, let's do one basic thing. Let us do one basic thing. Now, let us go inside our, sorry, I forgot to tell us about the index.js. Now, the index.js is the orchestral conductor. Let me use that word. It tells React to show the app inside the index.html. Yes. So it's like now it's getting confusing because it's very complex to an extent. So please don't get confused. Each of these files have what they do. They have their functions, they have what they actually go on to do. So please, I know that now it might get too confusing, but I want you to trust in me to actually deliver on these. So please don't be scared, don't feel anyhow. I will try to make it simpler than whatever it is. I'll try. I'll see how much I can do to make it make sense to us. Now, one will now ask, hope this looks familiar to all of us. Hope this looks familiar to all of us. This is the app.js file. Let me run our file. So how do you run a React file? How do you run a React file? Just like the way you run your HTML and all of that. How do you run your React file? So I'll click on Control Backtick and I'll click. All you need to do is write npm. npm. The full meaning is Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager space. In short form, I'm not telling you to write the full meaning. No. npm space start. npm start. I'll now click enter. All you need to do is wait. Don't click on anything again. Just chill. So I've clicked on enter and then you can see it's loading up. So you just wait for it. Don't do much. Starting the development server and then it would load up. Yes, so you can see it's loaded up on its own. Now on your browser tab, you see the name localhost 3000. So it's still loading. Allow it to load. So you can see this is how you open your React application. Now, this particular file display is called the app.js, but you can do anything I need to this. So inside this app.js, let me write my name, CIMI. So I'll go back to that. Oh, I need to save. Okay, you can see it, real-time updates, real time. You don't need to refresh, you don't need to do anything. You can see it, edit Timmy and save to reload. Edit Timmy and save to reload. Now let's close everything. I've erased everything on the app.js. If I go back, you see that nothing will show. It's a blank page. So when you're writing your React codes, you write them with your what you've learned in JavaScript. First things first, let's write just a simple, let's just create something simple for today being the first day. So first things first, you import React from React. Now these things might sound funny. It would start sounding funny. Import React from React. Yes. So as simple as it is, you've done the first thing, import React from React. That's the first thing you do. Now, the next thing you do is to create a function. Let's just create a simple function, maybe a function that welcomes us to learning React. Function welcome. Function welcome. So this is an arrow function that we'll be creating. So that's why you need to sleep on arrow functions, because React works with arrow functions. So now we'll create this function, but let's just create this basic one. So I'll create this function called function welcome. As we go on, we'll create more, we'll create arrow functions, but let's just work with this. So I'll create a function called welcome, and then I'll return it. What are we returning? I will return I'll return div. I'll return a message. So your usual div, then a h1 inside here, and says welcome welcome to welcome to learning React. Now I have created all of this. I have made it so beautiful and all of that. Now I need to be able to export my function. Sorry, I need to be able to export this app.js so that it can be used, but I will export the function. So what all I'll do is come here and click export. Since the file is named app, let me not do too much. Since the file is named app, no need renaming the file name. Let me just use app. So I created this function that says welcome to learning React. Now this is not your conventional HTML that you'll be doing. Now you'll be using functions to create web applications. As simple as it looks. Now let us check what we have done thus far. You can see, welcome to learning React. Beautiful. You don't do too much. That's it. As basic as it seems. Let me explain again. So first things first, when you want to start writing, you import React from React. It's a way of trying to because how would you be able to recognize that, okay, this is a React file? You need to be able to import React into that file. So we've imported React into our app.js, and then afterwards we created a function that returns that returns a div that has a h1 embedded in it that says welcome to learning React. After we were done, you now need to export the app using the export default keyword, and then you run your app, or you check for updates, and which we've done, and then we are seeing welcome to learning React. Please, at this point, is there any question you have on your mind? Let me entertain them. Does anyone have any question? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
We can hear
Go
you.
on. Okay, go on.
We can hear you.
Go on. Somebody said
Okay,
he asked
so my
question.
question is, if we're creating, let's say, a landing page now, does it mean that all of our sections will go into
No, no,
this function app?
no. What's your name?
Stephanie,
Oh, so Stephanie, you're asking if we were to create a full-fledged web app, if all our codes will be on this
yes.
app.js file. No, it won't
No,
be.
no, no.
So,
No, that's not my question.
okay, what's your question? Let me
If
understand.
it's going to be inside this function named app, this app function.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so I just need to keep
This is for
creating
this
page.
component, or this is for this component called app.js. So you don't get it confused. This is like for this component called app.js. This
Maybe I don't
this
understand what the component means.
okay, see, let me explain. For each component that is being used, you just have the main function that you create. So for instance, this file name is called app.js. So you can see that it's called app.js.
Yes.
Now, when you want to, like, work on this, so
What do you want to
when you want to actually use this component file, all you need to do is write function space app. App is the name of this file. Do you understand? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. So you said
So
app
all you
is
need
the name
to
of this file.
Yes, you don't need to use your own. You must use the name of the file to create the function. Does that make sense?
Oh,
Is
okay.
it relatable now? You
Yes.
just have it one. So for instance, now let's say you have 5-page website. For this website I created that you see, let me go back to it. Let me go back to it. So you can see for this website you're seeing that I created, each of them I created a file. I have a learning hub file, events.js file, resources.js file, services.js file, and they all have one function inside of them. Does that make sense? Okay. Guys, I will be stopping here. I would be stopping here because of an emergency. So let me open the assignment portal, and then, sorry, the attendance portal, sorry, so that we can start marking our attendance. Okay, so our attendance portal is now open. Please log in and then let's mark our attendance. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sir, please, the